Hi, Dan Stein here, President of FAIR. It's Wednesday, December 15, 2010. We're moving toward the holidays now. Congress should be wrapping up session in this lame duck that Senator Harry Reid is now carrying forth. We now see clearly that Senator Reid made some political promises in exchange for orchestrating machine-style political outcomes in Nevada to get himself reelected. One problem we have is that as Harry Reid tries to load up the Senate agenda and stretch things out, he's trying to create a window during which these dream activists, so-called dream activists, try to go out there and continue to put pressure on some of the moderate Democrats and Republicans who may be on the fence on the DREAM Act, put some pressure on them. Demonstrations, sit-ins, hunger strikes, whatever they think it takes. That means it's more important than ever that we expose the reality of the fraud called the DREAM Act, the loopholes, the opportunities for fraud, the collapse that it will cause the administration of our immigration laws, and the huge downstream additional immigration levels that would be implied directly by it. We cannot let up the pressure. If you haven't called your senator, please do so. Some of those key folks, George Lemieux in Florida, for example, Kay Hagan. If you are from one of those fence-sitting states, Lindsey Graham, South Carolina, certainly we want you to keep the pressure on those folks who have not articulated a position. And while I'm sure Scott Brown from Massachusetts is going to hold his ground, if you live in Massachusetts, it wouldn't hurt for you to make a call. Let him know how you feel. Right now, Congress's approval rating is hitting all-time historic lows. All-time historic lows. That doesn't seem to deter Harry Reid from continuing to push a dramatic, unpopular agenda. Right now, the Senate's considering a 2,000-page omnibus spending bill. It contains provisions dealing with immigration law, and I don't have to tell you, but maybe you don't know about it, so I'm going to remind you anyway. The Democrats in the Senate want to cut spending for the so-called Real ID bill. This is the secure driver's license bill that's so important for interior immigration enforcement. On one hand, we see the administration pushing so hard for mass amnesty and thwarting and collapsing immigration enforcement in the interior. At the same time, they actually work to cut back funding for needed immigration controls. Keep your eye on what's going on in the omnibus spending bill. There may be other provisions buried in there, and we're examining page by page every line of this spending bill, this pork barrel-laden special spending bill, to try to make sure that they don't do further damage to America's immigration control apparatus. I know we've asked a lot of you this whole year. It's been 24 months, a sword of Damocles of a big mass amnesty bill, and now the DREAM Act. We are almost to the finish line, almost to a new day in 2011. I just ask your support this one last time. Please keep those calls going into Congress, particularly to the Senate. Let them know you're offended by Harry Reid's tactics and strategy. It is undemocratic and certainly inconsistent with the constitutional intentions of our electoral process to use a lame duck session to push through things you could not have gotten during regular order. Let's hold the course. Please stay involved. Thanks so much.